What's going on, everyone? It's Dungeon here, and I'm coming back with another Elden Ring Beast Mode video. And today, we're going to be going to the village of Albinaurics for episode 11.3 as part of my full walkthrough. Now, as far as loot goes, the village offers a Larva Tear, one half of the Haligtree Secret Medallion, the Ivory Sickle, the Crystal Sword, various consumables and crafting materials, and after defeating the Omenkiller Boss, you'll be rewarded with the Crucible Knot Talisman. So with that being said, let me show you how to get there on the map, and if you already know, you can use the chapters down below to skip ahead. Alright you guys, so basically what we're going to be doing is going from the Boil Prawn Shack through the Rockway Gap to the gazebo, and the gazebo has a site of grace. From there we're just going to go to the village of Albinaurics, which is basically underneath the hills / mountains. We're going to clear the area out over by the converted tower, and that is our path. And I do got to say that in this video I kind of wanted to switch it up, make it a little bit shorter. So if you like the cuts that I've made, if you kind of like the change where I'm just providing a little bit of commentary on the video to make it quicker, then let me know in the comments down below. Also, as always, make sure you like and subscribe. So basically here we are making our way to the village, and there is a poisonous area. As long as you stay on your horse, you should be fine. You technically don't have to kill these crab guys. They don't really drop anything besides the crab eggs. But what I will say is that there is a scarab, and if you kill this scarab, which is pretty much right in front of the area to get into the village of Albinaurics, you'll get the Vow of the Indomitable, which is an ash of war that you can put like on a shield or something. And yeah, you could try it out and see if you like it or whatever. This right here is a gazebo and the site of grace. Make sure you grab it before you make your way in, just in case something bad happens. This way you have a quicker way to get to your to where you died or where something bad happened. Okay. So basically underneath the mountain, this is basically how you get there from that site of grace. Like I said before, you can basically go past all these crabs. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to waste your time. It's not really worth it. The only two or so real things that you'll find in this area are some Trina lilies, so you can make like sleep pots and stuff like that. There are some of these crystalline foes, but they don't drop anything, so I wouldn't waste your time. And then basically, if you make your way through to the other side, picking up any kind of poison blooms or anything like that you may want, you'll get to the converted tower. Alright, and I will say that if you're coming from the converted tower, actually, there is a smithing stone 2 that you can pick up if you take that toward, if you're coming from there toward the village of Albinauric, and you'll see it right up here on the screen. But pretty much aside from that, there's really nothing else to get from down here. Just make your way over to the village, and you get over there from this rampway right here. Alright, and as far as that goes, there is one NPC that I would highly recommend you talk to, and that's this one right here. She's right underneath the bridge. It's the Nepheli Loux. Don't forget to talk to her, because she will help you out in the boss fight to come, and she helps you out in other ways in this game. From here you basically go the rest of the way up the hill, which isn't too far, and I recommend you go through and kill all of these enemies right here. Shouldn't be too much trouble, but when you do, you can actually pick up a Larva Tear for yourself. And the other thing, which is somewhat more important, is that these guys won't be chasing you. These guys will follow you through to the end of the world, and they're not really worth just trying to ghost. They're very annoying, and they could cause trouble, especially if you're fighting someone else, okay? So make sure you kill them, and then you can make your way over to the site of grace here. Make sure you touch it. I wouldn't actually rest at it unless you're really in trouble, because then those creatures will respawn, and they could potentially cause you problems if they actually aggro to you. You could also talk to this little ghost guy right here, but make your way up the hill and kill the Perfumer. Do be careful. Perfumer is a serious little, it's almost like a mini boss right here, so it can be very serious because of the amount of flames. easy way you can kill him is with just range attacks. This enemy doesn't have super good range attacks. Very good mid-range attacks though with those flames, so do be careful. Once you have this guy killed, make your way over to this little pot that seems to be lit up by the sun's light, and then just roll on him. Don't attack him, just roll on him, and then you can start talking to him, okay? Follow through with all his dialogue, exhaust pretty much everything, and while you're waiting for him to continue to talk, you can grab the Ivory Sickle, alright? And that's, I'll show you at the end of this video, but it's basically it's an intelligence-based weapon, okay? And you'll get the Haligtree Secret Medallion half, the right half actually. Alright, from there, what you want to do is cross over the bridge. Before you go, just know that while there is a scarab, it's just a regular scarab, it's just a scarab that's going to replenish your health. So, not really anything that you want to get crazy over, especially because you can easily fall off of this bridge and die. So just try to be safe with it. If you take a couple hits, not really a big deal, just don't fall. That's the main thing, okay? Don't fall off of it, alright? Once you're done with that, you can proceed to the boss. As far as the boss goes, make sure you always summon your spirit ashes, whichever one you particularly prefer. And then as a bonus, if you talk to Nepheli, then as you can see, her summon sign is right there on the floor, so you want to grab that. Now the other thing about this boss is that this guy will pound you into the ground if you're not careful. So my advice is, there are a couple of dogs nearby, so kill the dogs if you can first, because if you're getting aggro, this guy aggroes really hard, so if you can aggro these dogs first, then they won't stun lock you, and then you'll get completely eviscerated by the Omenkiller. The Omenkiller is a serious boss, especially if you're a little on the low level side. It can be very problematic because of how aggressive he is, and because of how much poise that this guy will actually bring to the table. Alright, this guy's got poise for the boys, okay? Look at, he's got two great weapons, and he's very agile, okay? So, if best case scenario, just keep at a distance if you can. Let your summons and let Nepheli go ahead and take the aggro, and just do range attacks. Otherwise, you want to mind your position, and if you can, stun lock him, because if you're letting him attack, oh my goodness, it's not good. He's got really good reach on his weapons, so be careful. Also keep in mind there's a dog hiding behind the tree. Once you've killed that dog hiding behind the tree, you can grab the rune arc right up ahead, and then you can proceed on back to the site of grace. And then basically what you want to do is cross the bridge. There are a few of these enemies that are really low to the ground, and a couple of them actually will cast spells. So you want to be careful dealing with, especially this one, because you can easily fall off. But aside from that, you can get the blood clot, Albinaurics blood clot drop, and more importantly, you can pick up the crystal sword from this area. Just make sure you kill these guys first and don't fall off. That's very important, obviously. You probably will die if you fall off in this area or take a lot of damage. Alright, once you get the crystal sword, that's pretty much it. Crystal sword is an intelligence option for all those you mages out there. Could be something that you'd want to use. Maybe there's a couple other options that are available in the area, so you make your choice. Just know there's a rot version later on in the game. The Ivory Sickle is another intelligence-based weapon, a little bit faster. Maybe you're into those type of things. It does have quick step skill on it, so you can go ahead and make your choice on that. The last thing that we have here is the Crucible Knot Talisman. If you expect to take a bunch of headshots, wear it, but otherwise, I'd probably pass. Alright, and that's pretty much everything here, guys. Last thing I wanted to do is give you an update on Rogier's questline. Basically, when you come and talk to him, he will give you back the black knife print, and he will give you a few pieces of dialogue with regard to this and Ronnie's questline. He'll tell you basically where to go to find Ronnie. which is over by the Smithing Master in the northwestern region of the area of the lakes. We've been there a bunch of times actually, and there's a little keep over there. Aside from that, he also says that there's some connection with D in all of this, so that's pretty much it. You just also want to talk to Fia actually here too. As always, when you come over here to Fia, make sure that you get rid of the blessing that she will give you. Whenever you talk to her, she'll always give you the blessing if you don't already have it. So make sure that you use it immediately, otherwise it'll reduce the amount of HP that you have. Aside from that, she's going to give you a little bit more information about these quest lines and stuff like that. Very important for you to exhaust her dialogue, and she'll give you a sacrificial twig in the end. Alright you guys, that concludes this episode of the Elden Ring Beast Mode walkthrough, where we journeyed into the village of the Albinaurics. So, if you had fun, if you learned something, if you enjoyed watching this, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so you don't miss another video, and as always, thanks, stay cool, and bye everyone.